Welcome all. In this particular lecture, I am going to discuss about some numerical problems regarding entropy. It must be noted that this particular lecture is the continuation of the earlier lecture regarding numerical problems regarding the entropy, and the problems will be discussed from the textbook Thermal Physics with Kinetic Theory, Thermodynamics and Statistical Mechanics by S.C. Garg, C.K. Ghosh and R.M. Bansal. So let us discuss the first problem. A lump of steel weighing 30 kg at a temperature of 6 to 7 degrees centigrade is dropped in 150 kg oil at 27 degrees centigrade. Now from this statement, this is clear that this is a problem regarding the mixture. You see that a lump of steel, so that is dropped in a well. Now the lump of steel, the weight of this particular steel was 30 kg and temperature was 6 to 7 degrees centigrade, and for the oil the weight is 150 kg and temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. So the mixture that which is produced, so its temperature will be in between 27 degrees centigrade and 6 to 7 degrees centigrade. Now by the law of mixture we know that is heat rejected by the steel that will be absorbed by the oil. Now heat rejected by the steel can be calculated by this expression, that is m into m, which is mass, into specific heat, that is Cp, into delta T. Delta T is the change in temperature. Whereas for oil, the heat absorbed can be calculated by the expression mass into specific heat into change in temperature. Now change in temperature will be different for steel and oil. For steel, the change in temperature will be 90 Kelvin minus T. Why 90 Kelvin? Because you see that we have converted the degree centigrade to the Kelvin unit, and we have assumed that is T is the common temperature, that is final temperature in the equilibrium. So for the steel, the temperature change is 90 Kelvin minus T, and for the oil the change of temperature is T minus 300 Kelvin, because we have converted 27 degree centigrade to 300 Kelvin. And if we solve this equation, then we will obtain the value of the equilibrium temperature T is this, that is 323 Kelvin. Now we can calculate the total change of entropy in two steps. In the first step, we will calculate the change of entropy for the steel, and if we assume the process is a reversible, then we can use this expression mCp ln T by T1, where T1 is the initial temperature and capital T is the final temperature. So we know all the values, then we can easily calculate delta is for steel. Similarly, delta is for oil, we will use the expression mCp ln T by T2. T2 is the initial temperature, capital T is the final temperature. So this is the entropy change for the oil, and if we add this two entropy change, then we will obtain the sum of the entropy change. So this one is the sum of the entropy change. Next problem, m gram water at 0 degree centigrade is mixed with an equal amount of water at 80 degree centigrade. Calculate the total change of entropy. Exactly similar type of problem that we have discussed earlier. Here one point is to note that here in the mixture, the system, that is mass of the two systems are equal. When mass of the two systems are equal, then it is generally observed, that is the mixture temperature, that is temperature of the mixture is same, not same, this is in middle of the two. So if the temperature is 0 degree centigrade and 80 degree centigrade, so the temperature of the mixture, that is at equilibrium, that will be exactly in middle of the two. So that will be actually 40 degree centigrade, because you see that is the lower temperature is 0 degree centigrade, high temperature is 80 degrees centigrade. So in middle it is 40 degrees centigrade. But what you can do, you can also calculate by the law of mixture also. If we just put the formula which you have used in earlier cases, that is heat rejected by a system is equal to heat absorbed by another system, and if you put the temperature values and if you assume that the common temperature is small t at equilibrium, then you will observe that is it is T is equal to 313 Kelvin. But you can also write it directly, that is in the case of equal mass, if in a mixture, if the mass of the two systems are equal, then the common temperature will be average of the two temperature. So whatever it is, as you have calculated the equilibrium temperature, then you can easily calculate the entropy change. You just proceed in the same manner that we have discussed in the earlier problems. So you have to calculate in two steps. In the first step, when heat is rejected, then you can calculate this particular entropy change, and when heat is absorbed, then you can calculate in this way. So this is the value of delta S1 and this is the value of delta S2, and finally you have to add them up, then this is the net change in entropy. 10 kg water at 273 Kelvin is brought in contact with a heat reservoir at 373 Kelvin. So from this first statement, it is very clear that water is in contact with a heat reservoir. In earlier lecture, I have also discussed similar type of problem. When some particular object is in contact with the heat reservoir, then what happens actually? The temperature of the heat reservoir does not change. So only change is observed in the object, that is which is in contact with the heat reservoir. For example, in this particular problem, 10 kg of water that is in contact with the heat reservoir, and the temperature of the 10 kg of water is 273 Kelvin, and the temperature of the heat reservoir is 373 Kelvin. So what we have to do, we have to calculate the change in entropy of water if its temperature attains the temperature of the reservoir. Actually this must happen, that is in equilibrium, ultimately the temperature of the water will reach to the temperature of the reservoir. Also calculate the change in entropy of the reservoir and the universe. So we have to calculate the entropy change of the reservoir also, and finally we have to calculate the entropy change of the universe. The heat capacity of the water is given. Now increase in entropy of water when its temperature increases from 273 Kelvin to 373 Kelvin. So in that case we can use the expression which we have used in earlier cases, that is mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1, where T2 is the final temperature and T1 is the initial temperature. In this particular case 273 Kelvin is the initial temperature, 373 Kelvin is the final temperature. So change in entropy is this one for the water. The reservoir can be assumed to have infinite heat capacity and its temperature remains unchanged. In the earlier problem also there was a problem similar to this problem which we have discussed in earlier lecture. There also we assumed same types of things, that is the temperature of the heat reservoir will remain unchanged. So we can calculate the change in entropy by using this particular formula, minus delta Q by T. Why minus delta Q by T? Because it will lose some heat, some amount of heat. So that is why minus delta Q by T. So what will be delta Q? Delta Q is the m into S into T2 minus T1, where mass means, that is mass means 10 kg of water, and S means specific heat of water, and T2 minus T1 is a temperature change, because the water its previous temperature was 273 Kelvin and finally is 373 Kelvin. So the temperature difference is 100 Kelvin. And T2 means the temperature of the reservoir. So the temperature of the reservoir is this one, 373 Kelvin. So finally the change of entropy is this one. Now the change of entropy of the universe will be sum of these two entropy changes. So we have to add them up. So after adding we get the net change in entropy. So this is the net change in entropy. A metallic can of negligible heat capacity contains 2.5 kg water just above the freezing point. So there is a metallic can whose heat capacity can be neglected, and it contains 2.5 kg of water just above the freezing point. Another identical can contains the same quantity of water just below the boiling point. These cans are put in thermal contact. Calculate the change in the entropy of the system. Now, for contents of the both cans, that is delta Q is equal to ms delta T. That is, if we consider the heat exchange, so that particular formula will be m into s into delta T, because when those cans are in thermal contact, definitely there will be heat exchange. So heat rejected by one can will be equal to the heat absorbed by another can. So that heat exchange that can be expressed by this formula m into s into delta T. Here m is the mass of the water, s is the specific heat of water 4184, and delta T is the temperature change. Now you see that is in this particular problem, mass of the two system is equal 2.5 kg for both cases. The equilibrium temperature will be average of their initial temperatures. So this particular fact I have also discussed in the earlier case, that is if we consider a mixture and if the mass of the two system is equal, then when they are in thermal contact at the equilibrium, the temperature of the mixture will be average of their initial temperatures. So what will be the temperature of the equilibrium system? So T is equal to 273 Kelvin plus 373 Kelvin by 2, that is 323 Kelvin. This is the temperature of the mixture in equilibrium. Now increase in entropy of the can containing cold water. If we consider the cold water, then for this particular system the change of entropy can be calculated by the formula mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1, where T2 is the final temperature and T1 is the initial temperature. So this one is mass, this one is the specific heat, and ln T2, T2 means final temperature 323 Kelvin that we have just calculated here, and T1 is the initial temperature. Initial temperature, it has been mentioned, that is the water is just below the freezing point. That means the temperature is 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin. So in this way we can calculate delta S1 for one system. For another system, same formula, but the initial and final temperatures, final temperature is same, but initial temperature is different. In this case, initial temperature is 373 Kelvin and final temperature is 323 Kelvin. So we obtain delta S2 is this one, negative. Now total change of entropy can be calculated by adding this two expression, that is delta S1 plus delta S2. So ultimately we obtain this value. This value is the net change of entropy. The temperature variation of molar specific heat capacity of a material at constant pressure in the range 80 Kelvin to 100 Kelvin is given in calorie per Kelvin by this expression. So this is a expression for the specific heat capacity at constant pressure, but one thing you have to note very clearly, that this one is molar specific heat capacity and its unit is calorie per Kelvin. You see that this particular unit is not expressed in mass unit, because this one is the molar specific heat capacity. So if this is the molar specific heat capacity, then if 2 mole of substance is heated from 80 Kelvin to 100 Kelvin, calculate the change in entropy. So temperature is changed from 80 Kelvin to 100 Kelvin and there is 2 mole of the substance. So what will be the change of entropy? Now the basic formula of the entropy delta S is equal to T1 to T2 delta Q by T, where this one is the initial temperature T1 and T2 is the final temperature. So you see in the problem, the temperature is changed from 80 Kelvin to 100 Kelvin. That means this is the initial temperature, this is the final temperature, and delta Q by T, that is the expression for the entropy. Now if we consider the molar specific heat, then the formula of delta Q is N, that is mole number N into Cp into dt. We have discussed these types of problem in earlier lectures. That is, delta Q can be calculated in two different ways. If you consider the heat capacity in mass unit, then the formula will be mass into specific heat into dt, that is temperature change. And if you express the heat capacity in mole unit, then the formula will be N, that is mole number into specific heat into temperature change. So 2 is the mole number, 2 mole of the substance is there, into Cp into dt by T. Now use the expression of Cp which is given in the problem, and then integrate, and the limit of the integration is 80 to 100. So if you calculate, then ultimately you will obtain this amount of entropy change. So this is the entropy change. Calculate the increase in entropy of 0.32 kg of oxygen when its temperature is raised from 27 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade. Assume that the volume of oxygen doubles in this process. Take Cv, that is specific heat, this one, and capital R is this one. Now if you carefully look at this problem, then you see that two different variables are changing. The first thing is the temperature, which is changed from 27 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade, and another variable is the volume. In the previous problem I already discussed, that is what formula should be used. In this case, this particular formula should be used, but as we are considering some amount of the oxygen, then you have to consider the mole number. You have to multiply the expression of the entropy with the mole number. So this particular formula we have to use. So only we have multiplied N. The formula, actual formula is Cb ln T2 by T1 plus R ln V2 by V1, but with this particular expression we have multiplied the mole number N. Now you see that is here everything is given in this particular problem. We know that T1, we know T2, just we have to convert the temperature in Kelvin unit. V2 by V1 we know that because the volume doubles, so V2 by V1 will be 2. And how to get the mole number N? We know the expression for the mole number is small m by capital M. What is small m? Small m is the mass, and what is capital M? Capital M is the molecular weight. So how to calculate delta S? You see that is for small m by capital M, we have written, for small m we are writing 0.032 kg. So this is the mass of the oxygen, and what is capital M? Capital M is the molecular weight of the oxygen. But there is a printing mistake. You see that in the problem this is 0.32, but here they have written 0.032. So whatever it is, there is a just typing mistake here. If it is 0.32 kg, then you have to write 0.32, and if it is 0.032, then you just write 0.032. Now other thing is clear in this problem. So in this way you have to calculate the entropy change delta S. In an adiabatic process, the pressure of an ideal gas varies as P is equal to P0 minus alpha V, where P0 and alpha are positive constants. Calculate the volume at which its entropy will be maximum. So how to solve this problem? So you just focus on this particular sentence, that is in an adiabatic process. If it is adiabatic process, then we have to use a special expression which we have already discussed in the earlier lecture. In that lecture we discussed that is for the adiabatic process, the change of entropy can be given by this expression, that is Cv ln P V to the power gamma plus constant. This formula we should use. Now P is the pressure, and the expression for the pressure is given in this particular problem. This is P0 minus alpha V into V to the power gamma plus constant. If Cv remains constant, if we assume that the Cv remains constant for the whole process, then for the maximum entropy, if we calculate the volume for which the entropy becomes maximum, then what we have to do? We have to maximize this particular function, that is P0 minus alpha V into V to the power gamma, because we have already assumed that the specific heat Cv is constant. It remains constant. So, when the entropy S will be maximum, when this particular function P0 minus alpha B into V to the power gamma, this particular function will be maximum, then entropy will also be maximum. Now we assume that is for a particular value of V, this particular function is maximum. Then d dv of this particular function is 0. Now you just carry on the differentiation process. This is the differentiation process, and finally for simplification in this step we are dividing this equation by v to the power gamma minus 1, and ultimately we are obtaining that volume is equal to, that we are denoting as V max, because for this particular volume entropy becomes maximum, that is given by gamma by alpha into gamma plus 1 into P0. So, for this volume value the entropy becomes maximum. 10 gram steam at 100 degree centigrade is blown into 90 gram water at 0 degree centigrade contained in a vessel of negligible heat capacity. If the whole steam condenses, calculate the increase in entropy of the system. Given latent heat of steam is equal to 540 calorie per gram. The change in entropy of steam during condensation, delta S, is equal to minus of delta Q by T. We know that when there is some phase change, then the expression of the entropy can be calculated by this expression delta Q by T, where delta Q is given as m into L, mass into latent heat. Such types of problem we have already discussed in our earlier lecture. So, during the condensation process of the steam, the entropy can be calculated by the expression delta Q by T, where delta Q is equal to mass into latent heat, and T is the temperature of the steam, that is 373 Kelvin. Now, one point to note that in this particular expression we have denoted a negative sign. Why negative sign? Because during the condensation process heat is evolved or heat is rejected from the system. So, that is why we have given a negative sign here. So, this is the entropy change when the steam is condensed. So, when the steam is condensed at the same temperature, because you see that the temperature of the steam is 100 degree centigrade, and at the same temperature, that is at 100 degree centigrade, the steam is converted into the water. Note that heat is given out by steam during condensation as well as by hot water, and it is absorbed by cold water. So, when the steam is blown into the into some water which is in a vessel, so what happens actually? At first steam is converted into the hot water, that is at 100 degree centigrade the steam is converted to water whose temperature is also 100 degree centigrade. So, in this phase change process some heat is evolved or some heat is rejected. Then what happens? That is, after conversion of the steam to the water, this particular hot water is again mixed with a cold water which is at 0 degree centigrade. So, again what happens? That is, the hot water which is at 100 degree centigrade, that again will reject some heat, because a mixture will be produced whose temperature is in between 0 degree centigrade and 100 degree centigrade. So when the mixture will be formed, heat is rejected by two systems. Why two systems? Because at first steam is converted into the water. So in this process some heat is evolved. Again, when the hot water is mixed with the cold water, then this hot water again it is rejecting some heat, and this total heat rejected by the steam and hot water is absorbed by the cold water. Obviously, the cold water temperature will increase above its initial temperature, because cold water was at first at 0 degree centigrade. So when the mixture will be produced, the temperature of the cold water system must increase, and the final temperature we can assume as capital T, and this particular temperature must be in between 0 degree centigrade and 100 degree centigrade. Now, when we use the formula of the heat exchange for the mixture, then in the left hand side we will write heat rejected by two systems. So, the first system is for the steam. For the steam, the heat rejected is m into L. M is the mass of the steam and L is the latent heat of the steam. So, this is heat rejected by the steam during condensation process, plus heat rejected by the hot water when it is mixed with the cold water. So, that particular heat can be written as m into S into temperature change, mass into specific heat into temperature change. Mass is again 10 gram, because steam is converted into the hot water. So, mass will remain same 10 gram into specific heat. So, this is the specific heat of water, and this much is the temperature change, 373 Kelvin minus T. Capital T is the common temperature of the mixture, and in the right hand side this is heat absorbed by the cold water. So, its initial temperature was 0 degree centigrade, but heat absorbed can be written as mass into specific heat into temperature change. Temperature change for the cold water is capital T minus 273 Kelvin, and if we solve this equation, then we can write that the temperature of the mixture capital T is 335 Kelvin. So, in this step we have calculated the temperature of the mixture in equilibrium. Now, we have to calculate the change of entropy for the hot water when it is cooled down from 373 Kelvin to this particular common temperature. So, that is given by delta S2 is equal to m into S into ln T2 by T1. This is mass, this is specific heat, and ln this is final temperature, T1 is the initial temperature. So, this one is delta S2, and increase in entropy for the cold water can be calculated by the same formula, but here the initial temperature will be different. Initial temperature is 273 Kelvin, mass is also different. So, this is the entropy change for the cold water. So, net entropy change will be sum of all these three entropy change. This one is delta S1, next delta S2, next delta S3, and if you add them, then we will get the final entropy change. The next problem is that 1 kg of solid whose melting point is 237 degree centigrade is heated from 157 degree centigrade to 330 degree centigrade. So, you just focus on this particular sentence, that is you are taking 1 kg of solid, its melting point is 237 degree centigrade. So, at this particular temperature, solid is converted to the liquid, because this one is the melting point, and you are increasing the heat of the solid starting from 157 degree centigrade, which is below the melting point, and you are going up to 330 degree centigrade. So, you see this melting temperature is in between the initial temperature and the final temperature. So, we have to calculate the change in entropy, and it is given that latent heat of fusion is 14 calorie per gram, and specific heat capacity of solid phase is also given and specific heat capacity of the liquid phase is also given. So, we have to note that the melting point of the given solid lies in between the temperatures where heating is done. Therefore, calculation of entropy will consist of three steps. Increase in temperature from 157 degrees centigrade to 237 degrees centigrade. This is the first step. At 237 degrees centigrade, there is a change of phase because melting occurs at this particular temperature. And lastly, the temperature of the liquid phase. Why liquid phase? Because at 237 degrees centigrade, the solid is converted into the liquid. Then the temperature of the liquid phase will increase from 237 degrees centigrade to 330 degrees centigrade. There is a printing mistake here. It will be 237 degrees centigrade. 237 degrees centigrade to 330 degrees centigrade. So, in these three steps, we have to calculate the entropy change. So, delta S1, that is in the first step, the entropy change can be calculated by the standard formula mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1. T1 is the initial temperature, T1 is the T2 is the final temperature. Now, all the values are given in the problem. You just use those values and you can calculate delta S1. In the second step, delta S2, the entropy change can be calculated by the formula, that is delta Q by T, that is ml by T. Mass is given, latent heat is given, and temperature is also given. This is delta S2. And in the last step, same type of formula, that is mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1. This particular formula will be used. So, m into Cv into ln T2 by T1. So, this is the entropy change in the last step. So, total change of the entropy will be sum of all the entropy changes. So, this one is the total change in the entropy. In Srinagar, temperature of ice on a cold winter night is measured as minus 20 degrees centigrade. Calculate the change in entropy when 1 kg of this ice is converted into steam at 100 degree centigrade. Heat capacity of ice is given, latent heat of ice is given, and latent heat of steam is given. Actually, this problem is also similar to the other problems. Just we have to calculate entropy change in different steps. So, the first step is that ice of minus 20 degree centigrade, that is converted into ice of 0 degree centigrade. So, that one is the first step. You use the standard formula mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1. Here for specific heat you have to use the specific heat of ice, that is 500 calorie per kg per Kelvin. Now, in the second step what happens, that is condensation occurs. That means ice is converted into the water at the same temperature at 0 degree centigrade, that is delta S2. The formula is ml by T. So, by using this particular formula, here all the parameters are given in the problem. You calculate delta S2. In the next step what happens, that is entropy of the water changes from 0 degree centigrade to 100 degree centigrade. Then the formula will be mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1. Then you calculate the entropy change. And in the last step what happens, that is water at 100 degree centigrade, that is converted into the steam at the same temperature. Then the formula will be ml by T, mass into latent heat by T. You use the value of the mass. This one is the latent heat of the steam and this is the temperature of the steam. So, delta S4. So, what we have observed, that is in this particular problem, change of entropy occurs in 4 steps. So, to calculate the total change of entropy, you have to add all these 4 contribution and finally, you will obtain this entropy change. 20 gram water at 50 degree centigrade is converted into ice at minus 10 degree centigrade at constant atmospheric pressure. If specific heat of ice at constant pressure is given, calculate the total change of entropy of the system. Latent heat of ice is given. So, you see that is here 20 gram of water at 50 degree centigrade is converted into ice. So this process also occurs in different steps. So what happens actually, that is, at first the water is cooled from 50 degree centigrade to 0 degree centigrade. So when it is cooled from 50 degree to 0 degree, then we can use this particular formula, and from this formula we can calculate the entropy change in the first step. So after coming to 0 degree centigrade, what happens, that is, condensation takes place because ice is formed from the water. Ice is formed from the water. So when ice will be formed from water, some heat will be absorbed. So that is why minus temperature is there. So you have to extract some heat from the water. If you extract heat from the water, then only water will be converted into the ice. That is why you have written minus delta Q by T. This is minus M into L of ice, latent heat of ice, by T. Latent heat of ice is given and T is 273 Kelvin. So you can calculate delta S2. Lastly, what happens, that is, the temperature of the ice, that is again reduced from 0 degree centigrade to minus 10 degree centigrade. Then again you have to use the formula, that is mass into specific heat into ln T2 by T1. T1 is the initial temperature, T2 is the final temperature. So in this case, this specific heat is the specific heat of ice, and T1 is the initial temperature, T2 is the final temperature. So you can calculate the entropy change. This one is the entropy change. So total change of entropy is the sum of entropy change in all the process. So this is the total change of the entropy. The specific heat capacity of aluminium varies as Cv is equal to this one. That is, there is a expression for the heat capacity, Cv is given. Calculate the increase in entropy if an aluminium bar weighing 3 kg is heated from 300 Kelvin to 500 Kelvin. So in this particular problem, mass is given, temperature change, that is initial temperature, final temperature is given, the expression for the specific heat is given. So entropy change can be calculated easily because we know delta S is equal to integration of dq by t, and for dq we will use the expression mass into specific heat into temperature change. So mass is constant, that is why we have written m outside of the integration, m, and inside the integration expression for the Cv, this is the expression for the Cv, into dt, dt is the temperature change, dt by t. Now what you have to do, you have to give a limit of this integration, that is initial temperature is 300 Kelvin and final temperature is 500 Kelvin. Now you have to integrate, after integration we are obtaining this change in entropy. So we have discussed different types of problem in this particular lecture. All these problems are from the textbook Garg, Ghosh and Bansal, and I hope you have understood the problem. And I also request the students to go through the text portion very carefully from this textbook. Then you just go through the numerical problems. And I also thank you for listening this lecture.